Hello again. Really very seriously going to issue a trigger warning for this one regarding the murder of a woman, of children, and sexual assault. So, look, just don't watch it if you are sensitive. I have referenced this a little bit before when talking about Judge Goss's sentencing, and I know, of course, sentencing is always likely to be inconsistent, but just tell me if I've got this wrong, because I find it staggering.
Well, I know it's going to happen when you go to prison, obviously, but again...
Why? What have you done? Have you done something to anyone else?
Yeah.
What have you done?
I've murdered 4 people.
This is Damien Bendall handing himself into police after the brutal murders of his partner, her 2 children, and one of their friends. He had a history of violence, but at the time of the killings, he was on probation, serving a suspended prison sentence for arson.
When he says murdered 4 people, a slight pregnant woman and 3 kids, along with the unborn child, obviously, is possibly not what anyone was picturing. He killed them with a hammer. He chased his pregnant girlfriend around and killed her with a hammer. After that, he targeted her daughter and her son, and her daughter's best friend who was having a sleepover. His girlfriend, who he'd met on an online dating site, had no idea of his extensive violent criminal history, and just around the time he moved in with her, he was up in court on that arson charge, and the judge praised him, saying, you know, we think you're a really good guy who's turned his life around, and good for you. I can't believe you'll be back in court. She was tricked and failed, and when he was put on an ankle bracelet as part of his probation, and he made a comment to the woman fitting this, that if it went wrong with his girlfriend, Terry Harris there, he would kill her and her children. The woman didn't think to report this. He was known to be interested in children in an unhealthy way. He was also known to be, well, obviously violent, but have extremely racist right-wing views. Here are those children with their biological father, who I cannot imagine how much he is suffering. And there is the little girl's best friend, Connie. This little girl, Lacey, Terry's daughter, after he bashed her head in as she lay dying, this is so awful, committed various acts of sexual violence against this little girl. Then he stole the little boy's PlayStation, went and sold it for some cocaine, came back and abused her again. Now, this is obviously absolutely unspeakable. But what my point is, anyway, when he was sentenced, he got a whole life order. Despite killing 4, some might say 5, very vulnerable people that stood no chance against him, and his extensive criminal history, all of the failings of the state to protect this poor woman and her children, he got 1 whole life order. Why did Lucy Letby get 15 of them? Why? I don't know. I wanted to speak about this case because I just find it so devastating. I never knew that detail about what he'd done to Lacey, and I find it so upsetting. But it really, doesn't it raise the question as to why Lucy Letby got 15, 8 of which are for attempted murder? I don't think there's any legal precedent for that. And, Jesus, it's just so terrible. I'm literally fighting back tears doing this because it's just so horrific. It really makes me wonder what was going on where he felt that was appropriate, and what does it say to these victims who don't even get a whole life order each? What does it say about claiming the crimes Lucy Letby was convicted of are so... I mean, they were, if she had committed them, they would be absolutely beyond heinous and horrific and extraordinarily rare. Of course, it's going to get a lot of attention, but the way that they're dealt with as if, like, we have never seen anything so hideously cruel I really wonder about the misogyny going on here. I really do. Certainly, I don't see anyone wishing for sexual violence to be landed upon Damien Bendall or hot sugar water or anything like that. I see it all the time for Lucy Letby. What else can you say? What a hideous, hideous clusterfuck of tragedies. What enormous failings. Yeah, really, really awful for everyone affected. But why the disparity? Is that not really worth questioning?